What's going on, everybody? RJ Ochoa here from SB Nation's bloggingtheboys.com. Hope all is well wherever you are. Hope you're happy, safe, healthy. Want to wish you a very happy Monday, July 28th, 2025. The Dallas Cowboys held their second padded practice of training camp on Monday. There are a number of injury situations to get you caught up on, so let's go ahead and do that. A reminder to please like the video, subscribe. Make sure you're checking out bloggingtheboys.com. It is literally my job to make sure that you have Dallas Cowboys coverage, news, analysis, discussion, et cetera, 24/7, 365. We got videos coming out each and every single day here on the Blog on the Boys YouTube channel because it's football season. So one like every video, but like this video, one subscription is probably the better way to put it. And these show up in your feed each and every single time. Also, if you want to follow me on social media, you get the same kind of updates all over the place: X, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, Blue Sky. All the links to each of these are down in the description below if that's easier for you. But let's go ahead and get to it. All right, so this is kind of the headliner from Monday's padded practice for the Dallas Cowboys, their second padded practice of training camp so far, taking place in Oxnard, California. Now, I want to be very clear with you. It's 4:09 p.m. Central Standard Time as I'm putting this video together. At the moment, this is all we know, and this goes for all future things. Any kind of update that there is, we will make sure to provide it for you at bloggingtheboys.com. Here on the YouTube channel, we'll have a video up all across my socials. So anything that happens, anything that pops, I promise you, you will be updated. But just keep that in mind. It's now 4:10 p.m. Central Standard Time on Monday, the 28th. In case you're watching this Monday night, it's possible that news came out, whatever. And again, we will update you and make sure that you have the latest and greatest. But Tyler Guyton, second-year tackle for the Dallas Cowboys, starting left tackle, exited practice early, went down with an apparent injury, had to be tended to by medical professionals, was helped off the field by Micah Parsons, among other people. You certainly don't want to see this. And again, at this moment, don't know the severity of it. And I'm not going to speculate and say it looked okay, whatever, blah, blah. I mean, I have no idea. I don't think anyone has any idea because something like this, you simply do not know. It goes without saying that losing Tyler Guyton, hypothetically, for any stretch of time would be devastating for the Dallas Cowboys. He is the team's starting left tackle. I talk a lot about Jenga pieces, and Tyler Guyton is one of those for the Dallas Cowboys because he is the left tackle, because he is the blindside protector for Dak Prescott. He has an inherently large value or an inherently larger number of things depending on him. He is critical to the overall operation, especially when you factor in that the offensive line is so young. I mean, he's so young. So all the best to Tyler Guyton, hoping that everything works out. That goes without saying. It's just you don't want to see injuries. And for the Dallas Cowboys, and I promise you, I'm talking to you and keeping my eyes fixated on you, but making sure also to keep an eye on my external monitor here because, well, I want to make sure that in case news happens that you are caught up. And Monday was an injury day for the Dallas Cowboys. There was a lot happening. Unfortunately, the day started with Adam Schefter reporting that Rob Jones suffered a broken bone in his neck during Sunday's padded practice, the first padded practice. So that apparently happened on Sunday. It was reported bright and early Monday morning by Adam Schefter. He is set to miss Rob Jones's 2 to 3 months. Again, it goes without saying all the best to all these players who are dealing with injuries and ailments. And I mean, that just sounds horrible. So certainly hoping the best for Rob Jones. He'd been impressing. It seemed like Brian Schottenheimer speaking highly of him and was kind of serving as a leader for Tyler Booker. So that's just tough. You hate to see that. To catch you up again, because there are a number of injury situations. Paris Campbell had exited practice himself on Saturday. Brian Schottenheimer had noted he didn't think it was going to be serious. The Dallas Morning News reported on Monday afternoon that it is apparently an MCL sprain. So all the best to Paris Campbell. And speaking of Brian Schottenheimer, during his press conference that takes place before practice, obviously on Monday, he was asked about Brevin Spann-Ford and noted that he has an ankle and that it is going to be a few weeks for him. So the state of things kind of interesting at tight end. Jake Ferguson gets the extension, the clear-cut number one dude, and we were all kind of saying, what does this mean for Luke Schoonmaker? Luke Schoonmaker is very clearly not going to become the guy for the Cowboys across the life of his rookie contract, but the next few weeks for him are massive to prove that he can be that secondary option, because I think a lot of us thought that Brevin Spann-Ford was coming for that spot in 12 personnel, that option, that those moments, whatever you want to call them. all the best to Brevin Spann-Ford. Now, I do want to say that at least I found it interesting that Brian Schottenheimer is still making sure nothing on Tyler Guyton yet. But Brian Schottenheimer said in the press conference, you can go watch it on the Dallas Cowboys social channels, that it was an ankle for Brevin Spann-Ford. ESPN's Todd Archer. Todd is one of the very best members of the local beat. When he tweeted about this, he called it a high ankle sprain. I haven't seen anybody else refer to it that way. Just kind of food for thought relative to how long to kind of mentally prepare for Brevin Spann-Ford to miss. You don't know. I mean, we're still, I think, way too early. The preseason hasn't started, although there's obviously the Hall of Fame game this week. But I think we're way too early to forecast like an IR stash situation. Like, I know we do 53-man roster predictions and things like that, and talk about the manipulations that the Cowboys and other teams go through in order to get guys here and there, wherever. But you don't know. I mean, just because this could be resolved in a couple of weeks or 3 weeks or whatever, and then, by the time the regular season hits, it's not even an issue anymore in the way that it is today. But those are the injury issues. Still nothing on Tyler Guyton. I mean, I'm not shaking my head like that's bad news, but you want to have good news. Let's get to something else before we get to some highlights from camp. Let me put this on your screen. Let me take this off. Let me put this 1 click, 2 click, 3 click, and here we go. This is Deron Bland had a child, so congratulations to. Oh, there we go. Deron Bland had a child, so congratulations to him and his family. Obviously, Deron Bland is eligible for a contract extension. We've discussed this a number of times. Deron Bland met with the media, as you can see, following Monday's practice. This is a tweet from Nick Harris of the Fort Worth Star-Telegram saying that Bland said that he would definitely like to get a contract extension done with the team while in Oxnard. He noted that Dallas is the quote, "Dallas is always where I wanted to be, so hopefully we get it done." He said talks are ongoing. Now, look, I mean, you've heard from me a million times. We've all said it a million times. There's no reason that this shouldn't have been done already. There's no reason that it should be, August this week, and that Tyler Smith, whose agent, the same agent who represents Tyler Guyton, was at practice, according to multiple reports on site on Monday. But that Tyler Smith, Deron Bland, Brandon Aubrey should be eligible for contract extensions at this point in time. Micah Parsons, hello, duh, like that goes without saying. George Pickens, even. I mean, this is just. We're exhausted of it being the case. It's the way the Cowboys operate. It shouldn't be. I mean, we can talk about it till we're blue in the face. We've said all the things. We know all the things. We understand all the things, etc. Forget all that. I mean, don't forget all of it, but like in a vacuum, it would be a great thing for the Cowboys to get the Deron Bland extension done. Deron Bland has been an awesome player for this team. It goes without saying that the future of the cornerback position is just a little bit unknown for this team. Based on the way Jerry kind of took a shot at Trayvon Diggs when training camp began, I think it's fair to speculate that Trayvon may not be on the team past 2025. Clearly, Savon Ravel is in the plans for the future. If you told me that a year from now, Deron Bland and Savon Ravel were the kind of veterans leading the way, I think I would feel pretty good about that. So if you were the Cowboys, if I were the Cowboys, if we were the Cowboys, I think we would want to get a Deron Bland extension done. But I think we would have, been having this conversation back in March and April, not in July and August. But here we are. So let's get to the highlight of the day, I think, as I pull this up here. And here we there are two main things that I want to talk about relative to I can't find it now. Where is it? I've lost it. Here we go. I think this is it now. I could have sworn that I put this in one spot, but I obviously did not. So here it is. All right, let's put this up on your screen. This is a highlight of Dak Prescott hitting George Pickens on a deep ball. Mike Ducey, the GOAT from Fox 4. Let's just watch this one more time. Let me see if I can zoom in. There we go. Let's let this rewind itself. Let it marinate over you properly. This is the end of the play, obviously, as you can see the timer. Here we go. Dak Prescott just chucking it up. Now, Ducey hating on his own photography skills. I think this was great. This is it. This is it. This is the moment. This is what we're going to see all season long. That's the plan. That's the goal. That's the idea, etc. There are, unfortunately, a lot of people who refuse to pay attention to facts and data and evidence. And these people say, like, Dak Prescott is deep ball. It sucks. I'm no longer going to try to teach you this. You can either pay attention to reality or you cannot. Dak Prescott throws one of the best deep balls in the NFL. George Pickens is one of the best deep ball wide receivers in the NFL. This is going to be awesome to watch as a Dallas Cowboys fan. Dak Prescott to George Pickens, the fact that it finally happened, and I say finally like they've been, at camp for like 3 years or something. No, but it is exciting. It is exciting to know that it is real. This thing that we've been pontificating about and imagining and sort of, closing our eyes and seeing it is real. Dak Prescott, George Pickens, deep balls on a regular basis in 2025. It is going to rule. All right. One more thing that I am very excited about, and I don't just say this as a Florida Gator, but very, very, very excited. I think growing excitement. And I mentioned a moment ago the kind of, I don't know, the state of the cornerback position for the Cowboys and what it could look like a year from now. Well, if Kaiir Elam is a part of that, then something has gone wonderfully for the Cowboys. Now, here's, as you can see, a highlight. It's a Kaiir Elam pass breakup, PBU for the kids on George Pickens. I would say, and I'm not in Oxnard, so I can't say from a firsthand perspective, but from all of my friends who are, from all the fantastic footage from people who have been doing an amazing job curating it, I would say that Kaiir Elam is one of the biggest winners from training camp so far for the Dallas Cowboys. Kaiir Elam is having a monster camp, and something, check all the videos, check every conversation that we've had around here. If Kaiir Elam hits, dude, respect. If Kaiir Elam hits, the floor for the cornerback room has significantly gone up. We understand that there's a bit of a question around Trayvon Diggs. We understand that Deron Bland hasn't been the pick six monster in a year now, right? But if Kaiir Elam can show up and play with, questions around the state of the position, now all of a sudden you're cooking with gas to a legitimate degree. Think about this. I mean, I want you to really think about this. If Kaiir Elam is a stable part of the Cowboys cornerback room, now you've got, when healthy, obviously, Trayvon Diggs, Deron Bland, play Deron where you want. I don't care if you wanted to play outside, like we've talked about forever. You wanted to play in the slot, but I think it would make sense for Trayvon and Kaiir Elam to be outside and for Deron Bland to be manning the slot. That is awesome. That is great. That is really solid. And I will be the first, or maybe you're in front of me, to applaud the front office for the Kaiir Elam trade. This is why you make those trades. Kaiir Elam, coming out of Florida, was obviously thought to be a top prospect. And the Buffalo Bills believe that, and it didn't work. All right, that's fine. We all understand that. Sometimes that's just the way it goes. But as Brian Schottenheimer said on Monday, sometimes a change of scenery is good for anyone or everyone. We've all been in situations like that, right? And it seems like Kaiir Elam, I don't want to say he's playing with a chip on his shoulder, whatever. It just seems like it's working for him. Now it's just training camp right now. Nobody's trying to make a mountain out of a molehill, but Kaiir Elam becoming somebody legitimate, somebody legitimately reliable for the Cowboys defense would be a massive, massive, massive thing. And it seems like we are on the precipice of that. Now, I know I said that was my last thing, but I do want to get to one more thing, and I don't have a clip because there was nothing, that kind of popped from it. But I obviously, like a lot of people, watch Brian Schottenheimer's press conference on Monday. And if there's one person that Brian Schottenheimer will not shut up about, it's Hunter Lipke. Now, we have tried to manifest Hunter Lipke into being something for this team, Swiss Army knife, whatever. We all thought he was going to be John Kuhn for Mike McCarthy, etc. But Brian Schottenheimer really loves Hunter Lipke. All right. Brian Schottenheimer is going on and on and on about Hunter Lipke and his versatility and how he can do different things. And that's great. That's awesome. And let's hear some more of it. In fact, Brian, let's see some of it. This would be exciting. We haven't really obviously seen Hunter Lipke get that many opportunities, but the state of the running back room overall, I think, opens the door of opportunity for Hunter Lipke to kind of contribute in a different way or a unique way or a way that Brian Schottenheimer envisions. Ultimately, though, my takeaway is that Brian Schottenheimer, in lots of opportunities so far, has talked about position flexibility, versatility. Hunter Lipke is obviously one of those guys. So it's really exciting to think about what Hunter Lipke can ultimately be for this Cowboys offense. But that's kind of it for Monday. There's still no, as I'm not writing, as I'm putting this video together for you now, no update on Tyler Guyton. So as noted, if there is an update, there will be an update. Whenever that update happens, we will have you covered. Video on the YouTube channel, article, bloggingtheboys.com, stuff all over my socials, et cetera, et cetera. In case you don't know, RJ Ochoa, X Instagram threads, RJ.Ochoa on TikTok. Search for me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Blue Sky. Send me an email, rj.ochoa@sbnation.com. For now, though, my friends, I'm going to bid you adieu. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your Monday. Enjoy the season finale of Lego Masters. I know that I'm going to. It feels great, as we've been saying, to have football stuff happening on a daily basis. All the best to all the players on the Cowboys are dealing with injuries. We certainly hope they get healthy as soon as possible. Injuries are the worst, regardless of who they happen to, whatever team. We want to see players healthy. We want to see players succeed. So hopefully everybody on the Cowboys has a chance to get healthy sooner rather than later. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging out. And let's go ahead and get out of here. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we will see you next time.